Welcome back, everyone, to Tyson's Tennis Tips and Wimbledon Daily. What a day it promises to be. Men's semi-final day at Wimbledon. And first of all, welcome back, Jaya and Nils. Have you resolved your argument from yesterday? Are you both okay?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Jaya, all right?
Yeah, I think we got it resolved.
We move on. We can't always agree. That's the beauty of the podcast. You know, we're always going to have some disagreements, and I think yesterday was probably the biggest disagreement we've had on the channel so far. So if you haven't seen our women's semi-final predictions video, we'll put that link in the description. Take a look at it, because you'll see quite a bit of a dispute between Jaya and Nils for that one. But moving on to the big one, men's semi-final day at Wimbledon. We cannot wait for it. We've got two matches to discuss, two predictions to give, and obviously, as always, Jaya, Nils and myself will be giving you a score prediction for both of those matches, which will be on centre court. So, Jaya, going to come to you first. Berrettini against Hurkacz. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts on that match, and as always, a score prediction.
Well, it's going to be the battle of the servers for sure. I mean, two pretty similar game styles in the form of Berrettini and Hurkacz, but yeah, it's going to be all about sort of both players taking care of serve on their side and then hopefully looking to try and break. But I have a feeling there's going to be a few tie breaks here to decide a few of the sets. So we can see Berrettini's backhand is slightly weaker than his forehand. So if Hurkacz can try and get on that side of his game early on in the point as well, that's going to potentially help him set up and dictate with his forehand. But it's going to be an interesting match. But I see Berrettini going through in 5 sets.
Nils, talk to us a little bit about Hurkacz as a player, because I'm just conscious of, say, some of our viewers may not have seen much of him play, especially before Wimbledon. I think if you didn't know him before, you'll certainly know him now. But yeah, Nils, tell us a little bit about Hurkacz.
He's a very amazing player. You know, 3-4 years ago, he was still on the Challenger Tour. And now this year, he's won the Miami Open, which is a 1,000 event where you get all the big boys, you know, you get all the top 20 ranked players. It is a really big tournament. And he won that. I mean, that shows his maturity and how he's just matured as a player, how he's changed. And then beating Federer in 3 sets and beating him to love. I mean, that shows that, number one, the maestro and the absolute legend is slowly coming to an end. And Hubert Hurkacz does know how to play on grass, because you can't just play Federer, come in and hope to win. No, absolutely. Hubert Hurkacz really did his homework and knew what he had to do. Regarding this match today, Berrettini is just untouchable. Even with that quite weak backhand, his slice is just so good. And we saw that against Aliassime. Even if you do pin him on that backhand, that slice is so deadly and so really sort of skids on the grass, which is really tough to play. Hurkacz has just been so tactical all the tournament. He knows exactly what he needs to do. A break from either side could be really crucial and deadly at the same time, because that would mean game over. I'm going to have to go with Berrettini just because of the way he's been playing, and he's just been a favourite to win the tournament, really, with that win at Queen's. I mean, he is just one of the top 2-3 guys who's got a chance of winning this. I'm going to have to go Matteo Berrettini in 4.
There we go. And Jaya, Berrettini was your prediction for the outright winner at Wimbledon, our video we released before the tournament began. You mentioned about his forehand many times, how strong it is. What else do you think he's got to his game that is going to make him get through that match and reach the final on Sunday?
Well, Nils has already touched upon it. It's that slice backhand for me. I think he can do a lot of damage on that side, but it also just helps him to defend, get himself back into the point on level terms, especially that sort of low slice that he can get right down the middle of the court, where he sort of minimizes the angles from his opponents and then just really neutralizes the point well. And there, from then on, he can then get onto his forehand side, which we know is his strongest shot. And sometimes he can even come and volley at the net pretty nicely too. But as we know, it's the serve is the main key component to his game and the success. But also that backhand plays a vital part as well, that slice.
Absolutely. And as I say, it's a match that we cannot wait for. Hurkacz, probably a little bit of a wild card for that one against Berrettini, who has just got a little bit more experience. And because of that, I'm backing him as well. But I think this is going to go the distance. So I'm going to say 5 sets, Berrettini in 5 against Hurkacz. So moving on then to what promises to be another cracker of a tennis match. We know one of the players in it very well, Novak Djokovic, and he is taking on SHAPOVALOV in that second semi-final today. Neil's going to come to you first. Talk to us a little bit about that match and what SHAPOVALOV has got to do to get past the mighty Novak Djokovic.
Well, Novak Djokovic, number one in the world, 19 Grand Slams, and he is on his way to get his 20th at the moment. He shows no signs of really slowing down. He's lost a couple sets here and there, but really he's just been unplayable. His serve is just so accurate. He can do whatever he wants. Again, with a tennis ball, he can slice, he can volley, come forward. He's got a backhand that just doesn't break down. His forehand, lovely angle. He's just one of the best movers to ever play the game. As for Denis Shapovalov, he said yesterday the score is 0-0. It does start at 0-0. It does start at love all, which means, it's up to him to decide how he wants to play and what he needs to do. But I think with the power he's got in his game, he could break Djokovic down. But I think it's just going to be a very long match and a very difficult match for Shapovalov, because for me, Djokovic, he can do this all day long. He can rally for days. And I don't think Shapovalov can do that because his game is a lot more riskier, a lot more flashy. He depends on those sort of line shots coming forwards, great slice, maybe a drop shot, maybe even a lovely little, nice little dink volley. So for me, it really depends on how Shapovalov plays, because if he doesn't bring his A game, Djokovic will just walk through, as he did against Fucsovics yesterday. So it's really going to depend on Shapovalov. So I'm going to have to say Djokovic in 4, just because Djokovic has just been incredible this entire tournament, really.
He has, and he's been incredible for well over a decade, which is just remarkable. We talk about Federer and Nadal, how long they've been at the top of the men's game, but Djokovic has just been immense. And like I said, the way he moves, his flexibility, the return of serve, where he puts that ball, it's just almost like he's got the ball on a piece of string and he can pretty much put it in any position on the opponent's side of the tennis court. Oh, yeah. It is incredible. Jaya, coming to you on that one. So our second men's semi-final. Tell us a bit about your thoughts on that match and obviously a prediction as well.
Yeah, I completely agree with what Nils has said. I think Djokovic is, he's number one in the world, and for good reason. He's got great variety in his game. I mean, he's literally breaking records at every tournament, it seems like. In terms of Shapovalov, what he's got to do on his side, I just feel he's got to take risks. He's got to get out of his comfort zone. Maybe bring Djokovic to the net. We can see he's slightly less comfortable at the net, especially the sort of overhead smash. So maybe lobbing him a little bit as well, just mixing it up. But he's definitely got to take risks if he wants to push the world number one. He's got to really take his game to him. I definitely see Shapovalov getting a set, but it's a big ask, especially coming off a 5-setter against Khachanov, which is probably taken a lot physically out of him, but also emotionally, that whole roller coaster of a match that was. So he's got a decent chance, but I think he's new to the game at this sort of level, at Grand Slam level. And I think the occasion, the opponent is just going to prove a little bit too much for the young Canadian star.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there, Jaya. I think Djokovic is going to have too much. To say he's just relentless in every point, in every game of that as the match goes on, and I just think he's going to have too much in the end. So I'm going to go Djokovic in 3. I'm going to say it's going to be a bit of a quicker match. I'm going to go Djokovic in 3 sets. I think he's going to raise his game even more, and I can only there see one winner. Sorry to everyone who's watching in Canada, but as I say, I can only see one winner there, Novak Djokovic. So you've heard our predictions for both of the men's semi-finals. We cannot wait. It's going to be such a great day at Wimbledon. Tomorrow we are back, women's final day. Jaya and Nils, have you got your dress attire sorted for the finals?
Suit and tie, isn't it?
Well, we didn't specify, but it might be. Nils, have you got a dress attire for tomorrow?
Oh, I think I should have. Yeah, I'll just take a little look after the. Just take a look today, see if I've got what I have. But I think it should be absolutely fine. Really, I think that is the.
Looking forward to it. So yeah, the three of us cannot wait to bring you our final predictions on the women's side tomorrow, and then obviously on Sunday on the men's side. In the meantime, check out all of our previous videos, all of our podcasts, see how we've got on predicting the results of the matches at SW19. Leave your comments as well below. Who do you think is going to win the men's semi-finals today at Wimbledon? If you are new, as always, to our channel, please hit that subscribe button. Make sure notifications are turned on. And if you're enjoying the content, please give us a like as well. That will really help us out and allow us to reach more tennis fans. The three of us will be back tomorrow. In the meantime, enjoy all the tennis, and we'll see you soon.